Welcome back, everybody, to another video. Today, we're going to begin our Let's Play of one of my favorite games, and one of my first games I've had on Steam, called Magicka. This is an amazing game. It's all about combining elements to create different spells and magic concoctions to go through the levels. There are so many weapons, and staves, and robes. There is so much to this game under the hood. You got our main adventure here that we're going to start today, and then once you finish this, we have some bonus DLC campaigns to do. That's one of my favorite ones right there, the Vietnam Rescue Mission. That's awesome. But we are going to start this off. Okay, so we are going to start this off with our just regular adventure that's in the base game. I believe that there are 12 chapters. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking I'm going to do one video for each chapter and possibly take a different robe for each chapter as well to just make things feel different, unless I get a really nice item and want to save it over. So show you all these robes here. There are some that I don't own, apparently. I thought I have them all, but apparently not. But the roads just keep going, and going, and going. There's a ton. We're gonna be this guy, because this reminds me of a Death Knight from World of Warcraft. We're gonna make him gray. Okay, so before I press start, there is one major issue that this game has. And this was an update that came out a few years ago, and I can't really get a fix for it, so this is going to be frustrating if it happens. But this game likes to randomly crash. In the middle of a level, a loading screen, it's extremely annoying. I'm really hoping that it doesn't. I have my game in windowed mode, along with the graphics settings on the lowest, even though I know I can run this game on the highest, but so far the game has not crashed on low. I tested it. So everything's on low, game is in windowed mode. Please work. I've been wanting to do a Let's Play of this game since I started this channel, but this issue has made me not want to, but we're going to give it a try today. So with all that being said, let's hop into Chapter 1.
Stay a while and listen, and I will tell you a story. A story of dungeons and dragons, of orcs and goblins, of ghouls and ghosts, of kings and quests, but most importantly, of wizards and vampires. Well, a story of wizards. Once upon a time, in a land known as Midgard, there lived a powerful wizard named Grimnir, who sought to harness the power of all magics, ancient spells crafted in times long forgotten. With such knowledge, he might enable the wizards of the Order of Magic to spread eternal peace across the lands. But the Order of Magic instead felt threatened by his ambitions, and in the shadows they schemed and devised a treacherous plan. And so, Grimnir's disciples were expelled from the Order, and he himself was, for all time, imprisoned at World's End. All because of his dangerous lust for knowledge. Grimnir's dangerous ambitions dashed, the world was safe once more. Aside from the increased number of monsters attacking the good villagers. And of course the warlord Khan, who had united the orc tribes and now threatened the great city of Havendir. But in the dusty gloom of Castle Aldraheim, where the Order of Magic dwelt.
Alright, so here we are. I'm already not having a good time. My game crashed twice. Trying to go through the, like, cinematic. So, so far we're good. I've been walking around in circles for about 5 minutes. Let's talk to Vlad over here. Hopefully it doesn't crash again.
Je minne nu! Ni spatsen havendir, oder hjälp hast. Je minne nu!
Oh, here we go. Honestly, the game doesn't look too bad even on all low.
Vladi superlök. Du för vampyri? Nessadori kankej. Och helt snästej.
Hell day. Look ner och dunka Midgård Hjälpenfest. Alhaster vid Öster.
Where they eat all the cheese. You just kind of go up here and look around. We don't have our spells or anything unlocked yet. But we got this guy up here.
You need a rotor, you super look. Do to your super look Ravloop.
Jag riktigt ville sapeklaff sörplen.
Alrighty. So I'm not sure if you guys really noticed or not, but I decided to change to the default robes for Chapter 1, just because, you know, instead, let's go with the default for the first one. Let's start off with the fresh vanilla robe. We got a few people we can talk to in here.
Wookie wow. Jadori Panahus. Oh nej.
I like the humor in this game. We got 2 people up here.
Uremne. Andre. Jedneromje.
I think there's a guy over here, too.
Need order superlök. First the night here Straven, then attack him a bit. Oh, Jill Aralotta.
Let's go to the party now.
Surrender! Vi startade dunka redan. Jag är rädd att vi halvt oster. Bli inte arg. Bailix Spectre Klättertorn.
Put the microphone a little closer. I think it's a little too far away. Hopefully it's not too loud.
Wow, tjena je! Je Grevner, je skapar neder!
Mår ju bra när ut. Spatchar en väg upp. Ge vi hålplankar. Rembrandt. Säkerordet är bananer.
This is kind of what we explained at the beginning of the video. So now we have a sword and staff. And pretty much all of the weapons and staffs have their unique ability of what they do. They have like a passive and then they have an ability. But this one, there are a few that don't have abilities. This is just your, obviously, a default staff. So our first one is Earth. You can use up to 5 of these to cast. 1 is a tiny rock, bigger rock, big rock, and then boulder. And this works for every element. The more you stuff in here, the larger the spell is and the longer it lasts for. So for example, that is 5 flames, and then 1 flame. And then you can mix and match stuff to create a fireball, a healing rock, and we have life here, which is pretty much how we heal. And you can cast things on yourself. So let's make a fireball. Our next one's electricity. with certain combinations, this is like one of the most overpowered ones. And you can mix this with fire, for example, and you can create flaming electricity. Some things you cannot combine together, though. For example, you cannot combine earth with electricity. It'll just cancel it out. Going through water gets you wet, so if you're ever wet, you cannot use electricity or you'll shock yourself. So use fire, 1 fire on you, and by default, like down here, it's middle click, and it will dry you off. And then when you hold shift and I believe, yeah, shift and right click, you kind of like an AoE spell. It works for kind of anything. Or you can make an earthquake. There's a lot of things you can do. Another very powerful spell, we got Arcane. It would help if I put electricity on it. Like Earth and electricity, you cannot combine life and Arcane together. Now we have cold. To freeze water. And then if you want to abuse some enemies that want to cross, just use that and that will melt it, and they might sink. They might, if the water is deep enough. Now we have water. Now we have water. This is when things get a little bit interesting. So, as you would think, water, electricity, cancel each other out. But if you take water and you combine it with ice, or frost, ice, whatever you want to call it, you now have ice shards. I'll shoot down here so you guys can see them. So you can make a whole bunch of these, and you just shoot a whole bunch of icicles out. And you can infuse these, for example, with electricity, and they look really cool. They look really cool using those. Alright, so they have these books around the game, which are magics, and they give you spells to cast. And spacebar is how to cast the actual magic. Now, another thing you can do with water, you grab water and fire, and you create steam. This, however, you can mix with electricity, so you have electric steam. So this will get enemies wet, and it should electrocute them at the exact same time. Let's not get crushed by the wall. There we go. You can spam the magics in this game. There are some that are extremely overpowered by spamming, but you have to do them in this exact order or they will not work. Let's get him with a rock. And by doing this, this creates like an icy rock. And then this is when we get our final element, shield. That's apparently an element. Our first boss. Now the shield, this is where things get interesting. Now when you put a shield down, and you put your mouse over the shield, or I believe if you're next to it like I am right now, and you spam the spacebar, it charges up the shield. Let's get rid of him. Alright, there we go. You cannot overlap shields, as they will just cancel each other out. Or, if you middle click, you can put a shield on yourself, which makes you immune to physical damage, but the shield does run out really quick. You cannot spam shields, you can only use one at a time. Now, one thing it didn't tell you yet. We'll do fire, for example. If you hold shift and left click... ooh, it didn't actually... Why didn't it do it? Maybe I can't do it yet, but there's a way you can imbue your weapon with the element. I don't think I unlocked that yet.
Wow! Ni rappar! Ju sänk tittar ner i Fritzl. Ni vet, vissa tittar. GG'sen ni missar. Anywho, sen prop fällnade. Det var nog bra om ni tar nidu.
And now we learn revive, which isn't going to do much with us doing single player.
Dabo Sarvati, Jadobo Grey, Nano, Vadio Cool Becco.
And this is where they start teaching you about the mixtures that I just told you guys about. He's sleeping. Everybody's sleeping, apparently. Alright, well, let's, we'll talk to this guy here, and, yeah, this guy, and then we will move on, because we can't talk to anybody else.
Oh lo, CB vår kaffe hörd. Netrodenk, Netrovolsky-denk. Det var spratney, over
Nothing up here. Alright. Can we do it yet? Yes, now we can. So holding shift and left click will imbue your weapon with it. There is a weapon over here. It's kind of hidden. So break this here. So this staff increased light radius so we can see farther in the dark, and this will fear enemies nearby. There's a bunch of older wizards up here.
Ja, är det med att du mycket ja?
Ja, först i vår början den.
Nej, säkert bättre. Det är samma grammar.
Krocken är jappa.
Nej, tappa den i tacka. Thirsty!
Enda grammar, nulla grammar.
Is everything the same?
You limped aside.
Yeah, I think every time the game crashes, from here on out, I'm going to leave it in the video. I want to show you guys a struggle that I deal with playing this game, and it really sucks. I really want to find a fix. Because I love playing this game. I love playing the campaign multiple times. This is probably my 4th or 5th time playing it. It's a shame that the game is the way it is right now. And it's an old game, so it's not really like the developers have a reason to go back to it. I mean, I don't really blame them, but still. Can these break? I don't know if we get anything for doing this. Throughout the game, there are a lot of those magic books that we saw, the one that we got haste from. Collecting them all gets you an achievement. The moose up here are also collectibles. Well, not really collectible, you just look at it and click on it. And there's, I believe, 1 moose in every level. I'm not sure if I'll get all the magics or moose. I'll give it a try. But there's plenty of amazing guides on Steam and on YouTube if you're looking to be a completionist for the achievements. Which I do have both achievements, but I don't remember where they all are off the top of my head. I think there was one more thing I was going to do, but I don't remember. We'll just keep going.
En då var det trupper kan träffa så bra. Ah, Juné. Det bara passar norrut. Det passar värre nu.
And what sucks is I heard this crashing issue is mainly with the campaign and isn't very common at all in the DLC or the challenges, which is very strange, I would have to say. And the challenges in this game are mainly like survival levels. There are a bunch of them. I'm not sure how many rounds they are, but it's just beating a whole bunch of waves of enemies while magics and items drop in from chests. And you just keep going until you hopefully win. So we're actually going to click on the moose now because I do want to try for the achievements.
Oh.
You have to click on this for it to count, along with the magics. So now we have 3 magic spells that we can use. You just scroll through them. Where did I get Meteor Shower from? So this can be a very overpowered spell. So basically, I'm not going to do it because the game crashes enough. But there is a chance that this could be used on you or any enemy that you're fighting. I don't know if it works on bosses, but it does work on enemies, and it will literally just make them vanish. But there is a small chance that it'll be used on you as well. Oh, I'm gonna fall in the water. Just make my life easy here. And then here's a magic. We've now learned Grease, which will actually use Grease to show you guys the spell. It's like pretty much gasoline. And that was the guy who fell out of the tower here.
Aha.
Okay. Let's get sliding here. I'm going to show you guys another really useful spell combination that is very crucial in this game. So you can give yourself immunity to spells, along with physical damage. This, even though it expires very quickly, it makes you immune to a good amount of attacks. But if you're hit with something heavy, you will bounce back, and you will take fall damage, or just damage falling back into something. If you combine this with any of these elements, for example, with water, I am now immune to water damage. If you use this, you're immune to fire. If you throw a rock on yourself, it gives you rock armor, so you have resistance to physical damage. Now, this is a light resistance, but if you stack them up like this, you have a larger resistance, but now you have this aura around you, and anybody in this aura is also immune to fire, or resistant to fire. That means enemies as well. Or if you want to be immune to a bunch of different things, you go something like this. Maybe not that, but... okay, let's do this, and then like this. So now we have a resistance to arcane, fire, and rock. And to get rid of it, just give yourself a shield and make it disappear. There is a magic up here, but this is later on in the game. So we're just going to freeze that, and we're going to climb up here. This level isn't really that long, but I just want to show you guys the gist of the game, some tips and tricks that I know of. Isn't there a way to... there we go. I feel like this is a subtle nod to Legend of Zelda, because that looks like the I can't think of what the little thing's name is in the game. Isn't it like Navi? I think it's Navi. Alright, to the next area. This is where we're going to actually have some combat now.
Eldej, ne beta visi. I rappa kellarati. Vada kappa, leso mynt.
I do really like the dialogue in this game. Even though it's pretty much gibberish in how they talk, I really like the sense of humor that this game has. Easy.
Spanken, kellarati nepa da blodjo. De kappa mynt, vada ryggsäck competitris.
It's like these fourth wall breaks. No proper inventory in this game.
Na, je bara dör sprinkle uta feberlappa.
And getting rid of this. Yeah, I love the fourth wall breaks. I love the humor. So there's a new staff here. Staff of Life. We have a regeneration aura, which...
Lyssna! Jag tror att det blir någon.
Heal over time. Now we have the fairy following us. So it heals you over time, and middle click will revive teammates. I think they have to be in this, though, but I could be wrong. Since we're playing alone, though, we'll stick with the Staff of the White Wizard. I believe there is a weapon in here. Where is said weapon? There it is. So I think this is also... Is it a reference to Legend of Zelda? I don't think so. No, we got the sword that's...
Hey, lyssna! Kan ni lova ni det Murphy?
So it's a reference to the Excalibur sword, but it has a rock stuck in it. But we're gonna keep it. This hits hard, but slow. And like I said, the humors, I love it. The famous sword in the stone, complete with stone. This game is awesome. That's doing something over there. I want to beat one of these goblins with this weapon here. Alright, some spiders. Beat them. So when your health turns green like this, it means you're poisoned, and I guess they beat me to it. You just cast life, and it cures it. There's a lot of fourth wall breaks, Easter eggs, and secrets in this game. Hey Fairy, you want to leave me alone and let me tell the people about the game, please? Thank you very much. That'd be wonderful.
Seriously? När du kastar rockaran?
När dagen med Siri ni jetter. Abarama bamani. Hilde, du är Captain Venturking.
Hell dig. Ge Björn, modig Karl. Vi spetsar alla bitar fra... Vi Baldur's bolle! Skogsjäder!
That was the damage I told you about when they make you fly back. This might kill me, but I'm just curious as to what happens if he hits me in this. Yeah, don't get grabbed by him either. That will hurt you. Oh, I don't want to hurt a friendly. Oh yeah. I want to try something, but
Hjälpen, tack. Vi ser makten i manken. Jag bipel havinder, herr orderhjälp hast. Jag tittar ni var superlök så ni klarar det. Så, marscha idag. Men ge fega nalta. Ni kan yxor ha om ni mår bättre.
And that is going to complete Chapter 1 when we walk through that gate. But I want to show you guys something first. I feel bad doing this to a friendly NPC. But if you get a enemy, well, we're gonna treat it like he's an enemy. If there's an enemy that's wet with water, and you cast ice on him, he will literally freeze. And I'm not gonna do it, but if he's frozen and you use a rock on him, it will make him shatter. Now, one of the coolest things about electricity, if you get everybody wet, and I don't want to. I feel bad doing it, but I'm gonna do it. No, I'm not gonna do it. So, if there's a bunch of people who are wet with water, and you electrocute them, it will chain to everybody nearby who's wet. So you got like 20 enemies right here. Like, let's say there's like a whole bunch of problems up here, right? Oh, wrong thing. You grab a water rock. Maybe you need more if there's a lot of them. You throw the water rock. And then you hit them with the electricity. You hit them with the electricity right here. And it will electrocute every single enemy right here that would be covered in water. I think that's all the little things I wanted to show. Yeah, let's complete the level. That's chapter 1, everybody. I might switch to a new robe. Just to, change it up here and there. So, in the next episode, we are going to be doing Chapter 2, and we're going to use, what is this robe called? This is one of the starter robes. You have this one, the vanilla robe, the reservoir robe, and where was the other default one? Let me find him. I think he was a default one as well, so maybe there's 4. It's been a long time since I played this with 0 DLC. He was one of the starter ones. So the robe I'm picking is the reservoir robe. Let me find the description of it for you guys. Oh, it's not going to tell you what he does? Okay, so I'll tell you then. Oh, it tells you the items. So, it says at the bottom, he has a regular wizard staff like our vanilla guy, but instead of a sword, he has a 1911 handgun. So, hey, you know, whatever. That works for me. I don't know. It'll be fun. It'll be interesting. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope this Let's Play works out and it doesn't crash too many times. I hope not, because I want to do the adventure. And then we have... I will for sure do the Stars Were Left, the other side of the coin, and of course my favorite one here, Vietnam Rescue Mission. These two, I've tried them once in the past, and I didn't care for them personally, but maybe we'll give them a shot and just kind of see how it goes. I want to show you guys the challenges real quick. I'm not going to go into one, but I just want to show you what to expect. So when you click on these are all your magics. You have all your equipment, and there's a ton of it. The Vietnam gear, all the weapons. There's a lot of weapons. There's a ton. And then you have all the magics here. And then these are all the maps. I have actually never been able to finish one. These get very challenging. But I think I can do them now that I really understand the game better than when I first started playing. So maybe we'll give them a try after we beat the game. And even though it's dead, you had verses as well. Same items. And these were all the maps that you can play online. That map brings back memories. The Lonely Island Cruise. And Training Grounds. That was a good map, too. So yeah, you have a couple different modes. Your standard stuff. And the luggages are the chests that spawn with either items or books in them. But, yeah. With all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Can I close the book? Oh, I can't close the book. I was hoping I could close it and end the video that way. That'd be cool. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed Magicka. We've gotten through Chapter 1, and I showed you guys a lot of tips and tricks at the very beginning, along with the DLC, show you guys what you're in store for, along with the challenges and stuff. So with all that being said, if you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.